So here's a story. We actually were talking about this during the break, right? And I'm sure it's on the top of your mind anytime you go out. You ever try to find a public bathroom in New York City? Let's talk about how hard that is these days.
Yeah, it is tough, but Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine is trying to change that with a brand new bill that he has introduced before the City Council. And of course, he joins us now this morning in our studio. We've Zoomed so many times, but this is the first time that you're here in person.
Great to be here in person.
Welcome, Borough President.
Much better in person, right?
Beautiful.
All right, we got to ask you though, when's the last time you used a public bathroom?
Oh my goodness. I'm out campaigning or out running around the city, and I've been there. I've been caught out there desperate to find a public bathroom. I know it happens to reporters, delivery workers, tourists, women who are pregnant or menstruating. All of us are impacted by this. It's really a public health issue. It's an equity issue. It's a human dignity issue, and it doesn't have to be this way. Other cities in the world and country are doing much better than New York.
Yeah.
Britain's got its problems. London has more public bathrooms than we do. And that's why we've introduced a bill to create one new public bathroom in every zip code.
Now, a lot of people can argue that private property just is taken care of in a much better way than public property is. So a lot of people, you know, we can step into a public bathroom and be like, yikes, not clean, little dirty. I mean, take a look at Starbucks when they open their doors to everyone. I know that they had an issue with trying to keep it clean as well. So maybe would you take some notes from what Bryant Park did in terms of privatizing the public bathrooms? Because this, you know, we don't have any taxpayers paying for that. The public and private businesses around there are paying for that.
Look, what matters is that the bathrooms are well maintained.
Yeah.
You do need staff. Bryant Park has a whole staff to maintain those bathrooms, and they're amazing despite heavy use. But, you know, Starbucks can't be the solution.
Yeah.
They're talking about closing it to people who aren't customers. And of course, in the pandemic, we all experienced this with so many restaurants closed. It really became a crisis out there. The city can do this. The city has done this. There are public bathrooms in parks that, if they're well maintained, are great. And you can even have a public bathroom on the street. There's one right next to Madison Square Park. It's open to the public. This is what you see in Europe and even around the country. We can do much, much better, and that's what our bill, which I'm pleased to be introducing with Councilmember Rita Joseph, would call for.
Yeah, but Borough President, who's supposed to man these bathrooms? I mean, you have support on both sides, right? But then you also have some folks who are worried about the safety issue, also with the homeless, possibly sleeping there, folks doing drugs in the restroom. So what do you say to them?
Look, the way to solve our challenges with homelessness is not to close public bathrooms. That's going to be a loss for everybody. People who are, oops, oh my goodness, so sorry.
All right, only
this is the
on
problem
live
with being
TV.
in the studio.
He's like, I wouldn't have done this on Zoom. Oh, it's all good.
All right, we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. But no,
apologies for that.
So who would man these bathrooms?
Look, you have to have adequate staffing, as I mentioned, but you don't want people who are experiencing homelessness to be leaving themselves out in the street. That's the worst for everybody. They need a place to go. So do street vendors and delivery workers.
Of course.
Anybody who's out in the street. You have to have adequate funding to operate them. Some of them are now self-cleaning. These units I described on the sidewalk, between every use, they have desanitation that's automatic. There's a way to do this. Other cities around the country and world are doing it. It's time that New York City catch up.
All right, I want to talk about the violence, right, that the city is seeing. This weekend, 51 people shot. Every night it seems to be a shooting. The most notable one, obviously, was a 20-year-old mother pushing her baby in a stroller Upper East Side. I mean, some folks are kind of comparing this to the Wild Wild West. We know you have a direct connect with the mayor. What's the conversation? What are you all talking about in terms of working together to fight the uptick in violence?
Oh my goodness, the murder of Asia Johnson was just heartbreaking. I was able to spend some time with her family, with her mother, and their pain is just beyond words, as you can imagine. We cannot accept this. No city can accept this. We do have a national problem. There were over 200 shootings over the weekend nationally. We desperately need Congress to step up and take on the gun lobby and pass sensible gun safety. We have to do more in the city to stop the flood of guns coming in, to have more programs to give young people an alternative to the path of picking up a gun. We have to get the guns that are out there off the street. We have to do better in clearing gun crimes when they occur. No city can accept that a mother pushing a stroller would be killed in cold blood. We must do better.
Yeah, certainly so. You get a lot of people just completely backing that sentiment. I want to switch gears over to COVID, because as of right now, you know, we're seeing this fifth wave again. It's as high, the positivity rates are as high as they were in February. Yeah. A little bit alarming. I know we have ways to deal with this right now, but what are you seeing in terms of talks with the city, with the mayor, of how we can kind of get this under control again? We know it goes in ups and downs, but what are you guys talking about?
Probably many of your viewers have friends who in the last couple of weeks have gotten sick, and it's because we have this new variant, which is very contagious, which is now on the rise. I don't think it's cause for panic, because we do have treatments that we didn't have 5 or 6 months ago, but I do believe the city has to take this more seriously than we are. We need people to get tested if they have the slightest symptoms. We have to get back to people getting boosters. That's almost entirely stopped in recent months. We need to talk about the risk that's out there, not to close down the city. No one's calling for that. There are sensible steps we can all take to protect ourselves in the face of what could be another wave. No one wants that to happen. Let's stop it now.
Yeah, we don't want to see things close down again. I got to briefly ask you about Broadway closing down in a different way, though, for car traffic.
I wouldn't use the word closing down. I would say opening up to pedestrians. There was a horrible crash about 2 weeks ago.
We remember.
A taxi jumped the curve. I know you covered it.
Tourist severed her leg.
It was brutal, just brutal. It's a reminder that we have to do better on that stretch of Broadway. So I've joined local council members in the neighborhood to call for the stretch between 34th Street and Union Square to be turned into an open street where pedestrians are the priority, and eventually for it to be fully pedestrianized, like has happened in Times Square. Broadway and Times Square, you can go out and have lunch on a table. It's beautiful. It's been a great success. You have plenty of avenues going north-south. You don't need Broadway for car traffic. Let's open it up for pedestrians.
All right.
And make it safe.
Some good ideas. Maybe we'll work on those bathrooms sometime soon. I know it's a long ways away,
but
I'm glad that you brought it to the table.
Sorry about the water, guys.
Well, that's what happens when you just can't hold the liquid in anymore. All right. Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure having you.